Hey guys, so we're delving into our Whale of a Good Time. Whale of a Time, is that what it's called? Whale Done. Whale Done Suite we used for the retreat. So we're going to delve in. I always encourage you to have a chamois nearby while you're stamping. You'll need your paper snips and a bone folder. We're going to be creating with this gorgeous suite today, and you have all the supplies that you need to do so. So we'll be using the Pretty and Peacock ink pad today. This is one of our cards. It has contraband. Ooh, it has a little spring inside. So we're gonna go ahead and create this wonderful little card right here. We'll be using this sequence as you see here. Your full card is on the inside. We'll be stamping off. We'll be creating this card right here with that gorgeous embossing folder that ties to this suite. You can see the sequin accent and that beautiful sheer ribbon that we have right there. This has got a fun little fold. So here is our little ode to Dory and Nemo. I love this paper. And it has a little band. And so we're gonna put it on. It's like a little flap, just like so. And the sequins are a great accent. You'll use the multi-purpose liquid adhesive or, which is my favorite to use with it, or glue dots. Now this is a unique fold. So this is our double Z fold. You've probably done a double Z fold before where you see the Z and the Z. We'll be stamping on this inside portion, but there's a secret little card on the inside. Boom. I love that. This is the Granny Apple Green and the Pretty Peacock cardstocks. And then here's our shaker card. So you can see we used the layering circle dies to create this. We flipped the paper over, so this is actually just the back side, tucked it in, and we're gonna create that now. You'll need Stampin' Dimensionals for that. Okay, so oh, and did I put the turtle card down? I didn't put the turtle card down, sorry. And this is our stamped turtle card. Now, this one here is really fun because it gives you that blurry, like you're looking down through the ocean kind of look. And in doing so, we're gonna stamp this one first because vellum is non-porous. So we're gonna stamp this one and set it aside and put it together afterwards. The vellum will take a good 15 to 20 minutes to dry. So we'll put that one together at the very end. So let's go ahead and create now. So here's that card right here. You should look inside of your envelope, see a thick piece of Whisper White cardstock with that gorgeous Ocean Designer Series paper. I love this Designer Series paper to no, like, I love it to distraction. I think it's great. Super easy to use. And here we go. I think this is how deceptively easy how easy it is, deceptively challenging it looks. It is the easiest card you're gonna create today, and you're welcome. So I'm gonna grab a clear block and my stamp set, and I'm gonna start with the turtle because I can't resist the turtle. I love the turtle. We actually had a tortoise for many years. My mom, you'll laugh at this if you've heard my stories about my mom. She was crazy. She had a mullet by choice, but she also took my great-grandfather, who was a pastor. He had a clawfoot roll top desk, and we're gonna stamp off here. So go ahead, stamp down, and then stamp off. So it looks like you have layers of the turtle. And so she gave my clawfoot lion the lion clawfoot roll top desk away, and the guy didn't have any money, so she took a turtle for the payment. So when I asked for the turtle, I asked for my great-grandfather's desk, she said, oh, here's a turtle instead. I gave the desk away, and I was devastated. Ugh, I couldn't even tell you. So after my dad passed away, my mother, gotta love her, she hopefully is happy up in heaven right now. Now, you can see it's stamped off, and I'll do the same technique with the whale spring card that we're going to do. I do put my greetings and my stamps away immediately because I'm telling you, I can misplace them in 2.2 seconds. So then I'm gonna grab that greeting and I'm gonna stamp that kind of in the middle. So I'll place this over it. And I scuba dive out here in the Pacific Ocean in Hawaii. You see, Hawaii's got some great, and when I was in Thailand I did too, but Hawaii's got some great fish, and the tropical islands usually do. California doesn't. We have not super many like colorful fish. I love swimming with the seals, so I don't know about you guys. I think that's cool. You have to be careful if they have their pups with them. So I'm going to grab the seagrass snail because they're pups. They're very protective of them. So they can play with your fin and you can enjoy it, but you can't make any sudden moves when you're scuba diving. So then we're going to stamp here along the bottom. 1, 2. I didn't even stamp off, but you're going to create an immediate layer. Now this is a distinctive stamp set. So what that means is that it does all of the work for you. So 1, 2, and you can even add a third one like over it if you wanted to. Create some difference. You don't want it to be matchy-matchy. You want to just create it and set it aside. Now this is going to take a long time to dry. So if you have a spot on your desk, probably right in front of you, like I have to do because I will lose it, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this and we're going to put it to the side while it's drying. And I don't know why I keep closing the stamp set. I'm just going to leave it open. So silly. I kept trying to film this for you guys and I kept responding to crisis after crisis every day I woke up. Today I woke up and for 2 hours I've been cleaning an ant invasion into my house. I get up and it's dark with the puppy and the dog to take them out. And so I usually just fill their food bowls in the dark and I take it to the kitchen to finish it. They get sardines and that kind of thing. Let's move on to this. This is our simple card as well. Super simple. I think that's the benefit to these cards, you guys. They're simple, but they have a wow element. And I love that. Hopefully you guys do as well. Anywho, so I felt like there was a nest of baby ants on me, or baby spiders is what I was thinking it was. It's kind of freaking out, but spiders don't freak me out. Ants kind of do. I don't know why. I grew up super poor, so ants were like a issue where I grew up. Ants and cockroaches. Ugh. Ugh. You should have 2 punched readings inside of your label punches, but it's just the regular Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to take my bone folder, which I moved. Don't ask me why. And I'm going to fold this. I hold it at an elevated 45-degree angle when I'm doing it, and I don't press hard. And then I turn the card over. The reason I do that is that it leaves a shiny impression on your card. And it's just a little thing that drives me crazy. I know, silly, but true. Anyway, so we found the ants had just covered my whole family room. I had walked in them, which means they were up my legs. Let me tell you, it's gross. I shouldn't be sharing that. It's so silly. But I'm just sharing it with you girls. I've had an excuse every day, but there's no excuse. I'm so grateful for you guys being patient with me. I'm so struggle to find balance. I think that's just the case right now. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she was like, there is no balance right now. It's just sadness. I was like, it is. For California especially. I don't know where, everybody's all over the place, so I know a lot of people don't have the same California happenings, but it's challenging. So I'm just going to wrap this around, and then I'm going to trim it off. I use paper snips. I use a couple of them, but I use them with a red ribbon for just cutting ribbon. So when I do that, it's just to cut ribbon right there. And then I use a glue dot to wrap them around. Like so. Glue dots are one of my favorite adhesives for ribbon. There's no muss, no fuss, right? I don't need to use 2. I don't know why I did, but I just felt like it today. There's over 300 glue dots per glue dot package, so you're fine, right? Like, it's not hard to use glue dots. We're going to use this in a second. Make sure you have your pool party organza ribbon. It came with your suite. I love, love, love it. And we're going to stamp the greeting. So here, my love is bigger than the ocean. Hold on. There, my paper got stuck. So we're going to go ahead and talk about your love. I I know many of you have been married for a long time. I think this was our 20th anniversary this year. We got married in 2000 or 2001. We got married in 2000. Yeah, I think we got married in 2000. We had 2 weddings. So yeah, first wedding was in 2000 where we eloped, and then we had the big wedding. My son was doing the math the other day, and he's like, Mom, do you realize how young you were? I said, yeah. When I got together with his dad, I was 21, and he was 32, divorced, with 2 kids. I'm telling you now, if my daughters came home with a 32-year-old man, I think I might have a heart attack. I might not be keen. My mother was all over thinking it was great. I don't know why. Okay, so this here will set the sequins at the end. Oh, that's where that sequin went. One of the sequins just landed on me. Oh, here it is. We had misplaced the whole suite, like our whole retreat was misplaced, and it got put in a box under the table. So we were starting to recreate it when my daughter found the box, and it was all organized. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Okay, so this here, I'm going to grab my Stamp and Seal adhesive, and I'm going to place a line across the back. You're going to still need dimensional adhesive as well. So with my Stamp and Seal, I'm going to make sure nothing is rolled over. And then we're just going to build waves. That's kind of what I envisioned this to look like gossamer waves. So we're going to go up and down, and don't hear my stomach. I'm not actually hungry. I'm doing a detox. I'm down like 15 pounds. And my doctor was kind of concerned. He was like, can you add that to your life, like the strict detox? But I needed to detox. Like he was, I don't know. He's talking about my health, and I needed to detox. And I'd already cut most of the sugars. I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. But I gave up coffee as well. Have any of you guys given up coffee when you love your coffee? Now, by the way, I leave my ribbon on the spool while I'm doing it. So I gave up coffee. And I'm going to tuck this under here, just like so. I feel like there's ants still crawling all over me. And I've been working to get my kids to help clean. So this will be a great motivator because they are about to clean an insect up. Oh, I feel like there's ants all over me. There's not, but it's like, wow. And then I'm going to grab my dimensional adhesive, and I'm going to put that over the back of this. So it's going to grab through the mesh to the Stamp and Seal. I'm pushing it kind of firmly down. Making sure you guys can see this. Sometimes I pull it towards me while I'm filming and I don't think about that. And this is not like my YouTube videos I put on YouTube. This is just me talking to my sisters. So if I babble too much, hopefully you guys know me well enough. One of the interesting things with our detox, I'll tell you guys in a second. Oh, it's not staying on. So then you want to make sure you give it a good push. There we go. And then put it over the ribbon. Is you're supposed to be having minerals. So how do you add minerals to your diet? I'll tell you how if you're interested. So this is our multi-purpose liquid adhesive. I'm going to use the tip side. This is our Whale of a Time sequins. Aren't they so pretty? Wait till you see the inside. I love the colors. So colorful. And I incorporated them on the majority of the cards for this suite. Anyway, this is going to sound weird to you. I had puffy red bag underneath of my eye, and it would get red at night. And so I thought maybe my allergies, right? And so I was putting it in our detox group, and they said, have you been drinking Himalayan pink salt? Who knew you had to drink Himalayan pink salt? This is my take your pick tool. So I have mine with my name on it. It was what I do for my team. I use the little gummy end, and I often use the lid. So you'll see here, and I pick up and I put down just some sequins, just so I can see them. It's easier than trying to see them in there. Now I want to incorporate these. So the secret to drinking your pink salt is, I thought also, we've all been taught like drinking salt will make you bloat. It's the bad salt, not the good salt, that will do so. So the Himalayan, I put a hearty pinch in my water in the morning and I drink it. Silly, but it's actually it helps me to lose weight when I do that in the morning. It's weird, but it works. Who knew? And he was talking about high blood pressure and all of that and how people still need this stuff. And they usually have a no salt diet. But he says Himalayan pink salt is what it is, that people should not be eating that, the white salt. It's like basically you're eating bleach. Interesting points. Because our family worked in the salt mines, and salt is not pink when it comes out. It's a variety of color, which is kind of interesting. I have black salt too from Hawaii, and I use that occasionally. If you haven't had this, you can get them at like Trader Joe's. It's pretty cool. So then there's this here, and you can add more sequins. You can add some to the silver foil. I love how easy it is to emboss silver or any foil, really. Oh my gosh, the brass foil, you guys. Let your heart pitter-patter on that one. It is so beautiful. The brass foil is my favorite foil. It's like shiny mirror foil. It's so gorgeous. So then here, I don't even edit it. You guys, if you need any of these item numbers, make sure you let me know. It should all be in your collection. I'm going to add another dimensional here. I didn't send stamp and seal. It wasn't in the budget for everybody. I did send you. You can use multi-purpose liquid adhesive to adhesive everything down. Double check that your card opens correctly. Place this down. You don't want to use stamp and seal behind embossing because it'll deboss. So you'll see the lines, especially on foil. So there you go. Easy peasy. It's flashing, yeah. And we're going to set that aside. Don't listen to my tummy. Then this is our next card, Whale of a Done Time. So these little springs, I picked them up right off of Amazon. What's funny is that they won't ship to me anymore. It's not available in my area. So they're called Action Wobbles. You might be able to find them at your stuff. Get the small. Before you buy them, find the mini. If you buy the other, they're 2 inches. And that's so almost impossible to use with all of our crafting. So you'll see there's adhesive on both sides here, and it will fold flat if you just push it down, but then when your friends get it, they have a little spring. This reminds me of a fidget spinner that was so popular all those years ago, both of which are from China, I'm sure. And boom, I love it, right? Okay, so I included the extra strip here. We actually will punch the whale a second time, and you can see the whale in that designer series paper. And we're going to use our whale punch and our whale stamp here. You should have a piece of Whisper white cardstock inside. You do. And here's the action spring. And I didn't know if we had, because we had recreated some of these, and we're so silly. My daughter was like she's my assistant, my Genevieve. If you guys haven't met her, my other assistant quit. So I was like, okay. And so I needed somebody to help. And so that was my Genevieve. She's been my helper. Actually, all of my girls are. They're excited because when they're 13, they get to go on retreats. So my daughter wants to go, my new daughter, when they're 12, they go on retreats. That's what it is. Okay, I'm gonna stop babbling because I could babble all the time. I'm talking like you're sitting right here with me, and hopefully you feel the same way. Anywho, okay. So this is the back of that designer series paper, and this is the front of it. Aren't those colors gorgeous and the rays of sun? So I'm going to go ahead and feel your card, and you're going to feel for a lip. Sometimes they get folded inside out, so that's where my younger girls help usually. And then I just run it over. I use a bum folder, 45-degree angle, boom, turn it over. And then I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal. Actually, I might be a little hungry. I ate dinner at like 8 o'clock last night. I should not do that. I try to eat my dinner right on schedule for my detox. I'm down 15 pounds. Very excited. Very. You should have this designer series paper in your collection. I would totally add a strip to the inside of my card, and I might still do that if I can stamp it, punch it, all that good stuff. So let's take a look at my punch here. Let's see. if I can. I'm trying to do it in a way that I can still add. Yeah, I can do that. So if you want, you can do a little 1/2-inch trim that goes up the inside of your envelope. So my paper trimmer is right here. I tried to get this whole retreat filmed beforehand, and I didn't get to. And that's the secret for me, to get these out quick. So my goal is to have it always out quick. So thank you guys for being so patient. So there's that. And we're going to go ahead and punch our little whale. It doesn't have to be any specific way. It's just a shadow is all that is. Here, and then I'm going to save my little whale shadow. I want the little splurt, is what I want. This one. Boom. Get all your bits and bobbles you're not using up and put them in your trash ASAP, because they'll get under your projects and they'll make your projects funky monkey. So then we're going to place this adhesive like right down the side. And then you're going to place this on the inside. I always start with one side. The Stamp and Seal is really strong, so you could totally use the multi-purpose adhesive, which I would recommend. And you have a lot more grace because you can still move it because it's kind of squishy. Then turn your card over. Trim this from behind. I have filmed this class 3 times now. And my phone crashed, and then the internet crashed, and it deleted the video from YouTube. And I delete it after I upload it. But if it's not fully loaded and I missed that, ugh, pain in the butt. So we're refilming it, uploading it before I leave today. And I will have the rest of the videos to you tomorrow. I'll do them tomorrow morning. I get up in the morning as long as there's not, ugh, let me tell you, can't stand bugs. I hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. I know God has a purpose for them. I think that the devil uses them to drive me crazy. I learned to sleep with my mouth closed as a kid because my niece sleeps with her mouth open and she would drool. And in Spanish, that's called baboso. So it's not a positive term. But so she would sleep, and so I learned to sleep closed because of bugs. I hate bugs, I hate bugs, I hate bugs. Oh, we're gonna stamp the whale on the piece of Whisper White cardstock. Boom. Without re-inking it, we're doing the whales across the back. And the reason being is when you look through the ocean, the whales are often far away. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to do that. Maybe you guys don't think so, I don't know. You can't tell me. Would this go faster if I didn't talk? I don't know, but that's not how I work. The stamp sets in here, the greetings are super fun. So whale done makes me happy. And I'm gonna throw that on there. And just kind of boom shakalaka. I never go back and watch my videos, in case you guys are wondering. I do when I'm editing them, which drives me hard. It's really hard. I won't watch my Facebook Lives or anything like that because I always want to correct everything I've done. I'm like, oh, I can't stand how I sound. That's okay. Might be TMI for you guys. I don't know. You might think that that's silly. So let's go ahead. Now, this is a great tip for you guys. When you're punching with something like this, if you have your Take Your Pick tool, you can move it where you want it. So what I do is I hold it up and I do a par punch. So like a parboil, as if you cook and all, you should know what a parboil is. I'm actually going to trim this. I stamped it right in the middle. Don't ask me why I did that, but I did. And I want it a little bit closer so I can turn it. I slip it in, and sometimes you're fighting to get it right where you want it. So what I do, a parboil is where you cook it by boiling it a little bit before you barbecue it or whatever. For example, when we did corn, we would cook it, usually in the microwave, and then barbecue it. So I want to make sure it's right there. So that's how I would do it, personally. There you go. And then par punch, so I just hold it, make sure it's where I want. I might want to move it over just a smidge. Boom, and I'm going to squeeze it and it pops up. Boop. So somebody asked me, what are the extra pieces for? So those extra pieces are for, if you want to use them, they go underneath of the whale, like so. You can see, like, you can put a two-tone on the whale, and this is the flap of his paw, like his little thingy. So you can do a little 3D with the mini dimensionals with that, right? So I have that. We have our whale. Sorry, I feel like I'm being covered in bugs. I'm not trying to make you guys feel like that. Hopefully I don't. Oh. Okay, so actually here it looks like I used dimensionals. Cool. So you can use that or you can use dimensionals. You want to create that interest. I wanted to do a way to separate the whale from the background. So by creating what we call an eclipse technique, where a bit of a peekaboo occurs, I can do so. So I'm going to come up and see if I can come closer for you guys here. And I'm going to offset it. So he's peeking through. And there we go. And then we're going to grab our little spring. And we'll do the same thing to this, but I'll use my multi-purpose liquid adhesive. So I'm going to grab my spring. It does take a little challenge to get them off, the little paper. And I put it down on one side. I'm sure one side's supposed to go on the base and one side's supposed to go on the whale. I don't know if there's a rule. I'm just going to place it however. And you can fluff your spring. So womp, womp, womp. It probably was squished a little bit by the time you received it because it's been in an envelope. And if you can't get this up sometimes, because I've been applying gels to my nails, I can't get things up as easily. I just use the end of my snips. You have a scraper also in your Take Your Pick tool that you can use. So I'm going to come down. I want to see the other whales. Like so. Give him a little, look, he's shaking his booty for you guys. He's like, hello, nice to see you. So then take your my multi-purpose liquid adhesive is my hero in all crafting, but so is my Take Your Pick tool. My Take Your Pick tool, if I can't pick something up, it picks it up. It's $10, you guys. If you don't have it, you want it. We gave it away at a retreat recently. It was probably when it first came out, so it was Big Bear. And my friend Ina was like, what do I need this for? And I was like, well, you need it for, and she, like me, we probably both used, so I did another eclipse technique there. You can see that. We both used, I probably would have done the other side if I thought it through, our snips to remove the things that we needed, rhinestones or whatever. And so when I showed her the ease of it, she was in love. She was like, oh, this makes life so better. I was like, good tools will do that, you guys. Good tools will make your life so happy. So there we go. Really easy. We're going to place it down. I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal just because it's quick. And I will do all four sides because it's going to have the resistance of the spring. And the little happy whale. Anybody who receives this from you, you guys, is going to be super happy. But make sure if you order them, you get the mini springs. I can tell you, I have the regular springs. It's a joke. Don't do it. Now this is my secret. Ready? I'm just going to place a bunch of dots. No particular order. Boop, 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 boop. Can you do too many? Probably. Then we're going to take our whale sequins. I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock. I was helping my son make cards, and he made cards as thank you cards for everybody who supported him for the Patriot Academy. And it was fun to help my son create something fun. So I'll put that on my blog at some point soon. I'm so far behind on everything in life. I'm always behind. So then I'm going to shake it over the adhesive, right? You want to just capture all the adhesive pieces. You want to look. So if you see some that, like maybe you misplaced you didn't get it on there or whatever, you want to make sure there's not like a glop of glue. So I see a couple glops over here. And so I do make my son help craft to his dismay. This might be too much sequins for you. I don't think it is. I like it with the really fun whale. You could add a wink of Stella to your whale as well, or your splurt. Super fun. I think anybody who receives this from you is going to be super happy. If you're mailing it and you're concerned about the sequins, turn your card inside out, put it in your envelope, and when somebody opens it, they get the delightful surprise. Easy peasy. And I always add a little bit extra sequins because they will come off. And I use a paper so that I can scoop it back into the lid. But then again, not many 16-year-old boys are crafting. I explained to him that not many people that were 9 were drilling bathtubs, so we're even, because that's what I was doing at 9. Great. So now we're going to do our shaker card. And so we're going to use a thick Whisper White cardstock base. I don't know why they have to do that right now. You'll see a window sheet. So when you open it, I'm going to show you what the window sheet has that in there for you. Don't worry, you've got this. Okay, so often with the window sheet, we include this here, but you'll see I do this. This is my trick for you guys. I put a sticky note on it. So because the moment you put it here, you're going to lose it. And then you're like, why did I do that? Because it's life. You did get your extra bits and bobbles. I intended for those to go on the inside of your card, just like so. And it's really fun. My friend Helen was putting them on the inside here, and I really like that as well. It's just a little different. And so you can use these as you deem fit. Like, I'm not the boss of your card, ever. Please have fun with that. Then we're going to feel our card for the corner. And this is inside out, so you're going to flip it. And you want to put the lip on the inside. Always put your lip on the inside of the card. There we go. And we're going to place this down here where we relatively want it, right? Then we're going to take our circle, set that to the side real quick. We're going to take our circle and we're going to stamp all over it. So, not losing my window sheet, I'm going to grab my greeting. So I always do the greeting first on a stamp like this. So I get the little itty bitty one here. It says, hoping all your birthday fishes are come true. How fun is that? Now I can build around it. So now I can stamp the seahorse and the fishies. I was going to call him a sea snail. I don't know why I was going to do that. It's so weird. So here we go. We're going to grab the fishies first real quick and the seahorse on the other side there. I'm just going to use one block. And we're going to stamp and then stamp off. Boom. And then I'm going to grab the seahorse. I love seahorses. I think they're so pretty. Don't you guys think so? There you go. So easy peasy. I'm always working around my stand, you guys. Sorry. It's like, put it away now. Put it away. Because if not, I have misplaced photopolymers. The first time my first photopolymer stamp set, my son accidentally garbage disposaled it, not knowing that it was on there because it was see-through. You have to love it. So then we're going to take, I'm just going to show you guys with the multi-purpose liquid adhesive. So just put a dab and go around, but I don't go to the edge when I do these things because when you squish it, it'll go down towards the edge. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit closer because I do want it to lay down and flat, right? Like you really want it to be flat. And the reason I use, again, multi-purpose liquid adhesive is it gives me a lot of forgiveness. See how it's movable for a while? Okay, I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to give it a good push. And then you can use the strips of the dimensional around it. I don't, so I'm going to go in. If you have your embossing buddy, which we tired, don't ask me why, I used it quite often. Oh, it's right to the edge, you guys. So you're going to want to get rid of that one. Let me just roll that up, put that in the trash. You're going to want to use a small piece, like a halfer, around the edges there. So I'm going to come in and use the side here real quick, or your mini dimensionals. Those are even better. But because I'm just here, I'm just doing this. And you want to go right next to the circle, and you don't want to let it peek through. That's like a big thing. Don't let it peek through. No showing off the... You want them to touch. You want your dimensionals to touch. I see a little itty bitty opening there, and it was going to drive me nuts, but we're okay. We'll be fine. The sequins are big enough. If you were using glitter, oof, you could not have that. So you would go and seal that. Like, that's where that fine, that's where the dimensional line adhesive comes in, like super helpful. I try not to work on Sundays, but I'm actually looking forward to, I actually have been up since 5 this morning, cleaning, ew, right? So I lost 2 hours today, and I have to go, I'm going shooting. I'm getting tactical training, which has me super excited. So if you own a gun, you want to make sure you're properly trained. And so, yeah. This is probably the most time-consuming process of it. Make sure you know where your window sheet is because you're going to be using that and your sequins right now. So you want to get your sequins and your window sheet up. My daughter commented that my pitch is different when I'm on Facebook Lives versus when I'm on filming for videos. And my son noticed that it is different, you know, morning versus afternoon. So, I don't know. You guys watch my stuff. What do you think? Don't miss out on the Big Bear Retreat, you guys. I have limited spots in person at the lake. And, ooh, that got a little wonky. I'm going to shove that in there. There we go. Now, this is where it gets funky monkey, you guys. You want to be very careful to miss. You could have left the silicone, or the sheet on the outside. You don't want to touch your sequins to that good stuff. So I'm going to grab a decent pinch, but not like super big. So I'm going to put it right in the middle. Boom, boom, boom. I might put a little bit more than that. That actually might be too much, but sometimes they stick to the inside. So then take your dimensionals and go all the way around. You want to support the designer series paper so that it has an equal support up. Then you grab your sticky noted window sheet. And when you put it on, you're going to notice the cling like happens pretty immediately. Right here, the sequins. So I want to just tap them. I want to make sure that they kind of move. See, they're like stuck in the middle, so you want to manipulate it a little bit. You could totally pull it up if you felt like you needed to, but I did put it a little bit big right there. You want to make sure the birthday fishes are visible, right? There we go. Look at that. Isn't that fun? But can you see how they're sticking right there? Now, this is where you can also take your multi-purpose liquid adhesive and you're going to go around your thing here on the outside of it. You want to make sure it's not really visible because it's gooey, right? We don't want to be gooey. And then go over your project. Now, I usually stand for this kind of stuff. So, and if you're off, you just have to deal at this point. Just a smidgy, right? Boom, boom, boom. Because nobody's going to notice if you're off, even a little bit. Because look at the fun with the sequins. I might have put too much. But is there really too many sequins? Yes, there is. Totally is. And let me explain to you why. Because if you put what you think it can fill it up and you lose your greeting. So you noticed I put my greeting a little bit higher, that kind of thing. And then you can put your strip on the inside of the designer series paper. Look at that. If you want to have less to say, just put the whole thing, like boom. And then you just have this little area to write. Super pretty. Hopefully you like it. Like it, love it. You want more of it. Then get rid of your Post-it because you don't need that. Now we're going to go into our little turtle card. And so you're going to go inside and you're going to find like what looks like a mini card. So let's set aside an envelope. You can stamp your envelopes. Please, please put your adhesive on your envelope. Flaps. You guys, if you watch my lives, you can see where I do the flaps of envelopes quite often. Feel for your lip. Mine's on the inside. Good job, kids. Other people have assistants that come in that do what I do, but with California and all of that, it's challenging because a lot of people don't want to come in that were my former assistants. And then my current assistant doesn't agree with me politically, so she decided that she's done with that, which is weird because we were like besties. But that is the world we live in. Probably TMIing it here. Always double check you know which way your card's opening. So my kids are learning the business. And I grew up learning how to invoice and drill bathtubs. So I don't know, did you guys ever grow up learning a family business? I wonder. So then here we're going to place our little dancing stuff. Remember, you have this designer series paper. You can do whatever you guys want. I am not the boss of your project. These are just happy suggestions. It's like the Bob Ross happy paintings, happy mistakes. Is that what he said? So usually you have two. That's just in case you make a mistake and you have this here and it's scored in half. So you're going to want to fold it in half. Give it a good fold with the bone folder. Oh, and the other day I was trying to film and I had to run an errand and then my car died. So I have no car right now. Thank goodness my girlfriend's going with me today shooting because she has to pick me up. And the mechanic that does my car has cancer. And so he has doctor's appointments right now. So he's like, I will get you in. It's just not as fast as I'd like. I was like, okay. So you can see this one, I did it in the middle. This one I'm going to do towards the bottom. I want to curious. So I start with the front before I put the adhesive down. And then you close it. You just want to make sure it closes. So you can see it's not like super close to the edge. It's close, but it has a little fold because you need to give that grace. Turn it over, use the bone folder, give it another bone there. We're making a sandwich, right? So this goes over this way and your card opens this way. You'll see that in, they had a couple mistakes in one of the classes that we did, the Love You More Than. And so you want to make sure that you're really careful with that. Now this is where if you want to stamp the envelope, that's great. You can, I meant to stamp this peacock paper. So we're going to stamp off on our turtle. So if you don't have a piece of paper to stamp up on, or actually I gave you guys all grid paper. But maybe you don't want to use it because it's super pretty, right? You don't want to stamp on it. That's okay too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the inside of the card, stamp my turtle. 1, 2, right? And then I'm going to take my paper here. I like to do it 2. You can get away with it with 1, but it's really darker that way. Like it's kind of harsh. And so this is the stamped off. So when you do that, now you have the same shade, just lighter, the same, you know, color base. So when you go to stamp, it's really easy. I have become really good friends with my tow truck drivers. Our car has had so much problems this year, and it's funny, it's always been during when we've been serving, like, and then I get stuck at church or something, and I'm usually the last one to leave when I was serving, so, you know, how I clean up and all that stuff. But there, that way you can see the greeting right over the turtle. Isn't that cute? He's the cutest turtle. Oh my gosh. So needless to say, we had Sydney living with us, the tortoise. He was a tortoise, and he disappeared once. He went under my house. That was a little scary. He lived in my son's room, and then he got too big, and he would scrape. It's so funny. And he would scrape the sides, and it would wake my son up. So we put him outside, and he went under the house and went in hibernation. So our dog found him. Tinkerbell found him, and so he's a hoot. And so now my friend has him, and we thought Sydney was a girl. Sydney, by the way, is boy, and my girlfriend is picking me up today. Her husband's a history buff, me too, and they named him Sergeant Patton. He is hers now, and her son. She was over, and she was like, I was like, can you please take him off my hands? I love him. I love what it's actually, didn't love what he represented because it was my grandfather's stuff. Now here, you guys see how I'm lining up the punch to the designer series paper? Boom. Easy peasy. And then you can do the sequin thing if you guys want. I did. And I just put them kind of random, like some in the turtle. There. So she took them off my hands. I love the turtles, you guys. But so Sergeant Patton's living a good life with my friend, Natalie. Have you guys ever had a turtle? They're very easy to take care of. I've had tortoises and turtles. So turtle is for the water and a tortoise is for the tortoise has the different fit that walks on land. That's the difference. Let's see if I can grab that. I should be using my Take Your Pick tool. And these sequins will take a little bit of time to dry, just as an FYI, if you don't know that. Like, it will. You can hear the goats outside. Sorry, y'all. Hopefully, I think my daughter's doing it for her sister. So sweet. I have good kids. Actually, Diane's joining this class, and she was on our crafting cruise last year. Gosh, it was only a year ago, Diane. Isn't that crazy? So here's our card, you guys. Boom, boom. Look at that. So cute. And they were commenting how my girls would help everybody. That was just like the best compliment ever, you guys. When your kids do something good, it makes me happy. My son, you guys will love this little story. Get all your bits and bobbles, y'all. We're going to do the fancy Z fold, and then I will give you the next suite tomorrow. So what we're going to do is take our card, need all your bits and bobbles. We're going to fold this one card back. You'll see a score line down the middle of it. And this is a trick too. So I'm going to go across the back here. And then I open the card and I do it here. So now I have my little Z fold. And then you're going to do the strip and you're going to do it the same way. But this is going to go, you're going to go backwards. Always gets me, yes, like that. So you still want to do like that. If you notice, sometimes I open it up like I did to open this one here, and I didn't want a line down the middle of my paper, so that's why I did that. So looking here, it's easy peasy. We're gonna stamp first, so grab your jellyfishies, and this is what it looked like. Right here, you're kind of a big deal. I stamped the greeting first, and then I stamped around it with the jellyfishies stamping off, and then we put it together. So you're kind of a big deal. You guys are kind of a big deal. Hopefully you're doing something absolutely wonderful this weekend. We were supposed to do something really fun last night, and it got canceled, and I was super bummed. And it seems like everything gets canceled nowadays. You're kind of a big deal. I dig it. I wish we had something like with a jelly greeting, like jelly. You're so good, I'm jelly. How about that? I don't know. Now you can do a variety of colors. We're just going to do I only provided you guys with the peacock ink pad. So I'm going to come underneath with the jelly and then stamp over. The jellyfish in Thailand were huge, you guys. There, easy peasy. I'm not going cray-cray. And I was kayaking out in Thailand, and the water is gorgeous there. And this it was the size of a large hubcap. Like a hubcap for, there was one that probably would have been a hubcap for a big rig. Like it was huge. It was very intimidating. So then we're gonna go ahead and I'm placing my adhesive here. I'm putting the long strip on the front. So you put your Z behind you. So I'm gonna go like so and place it down. And then you can see here, I'm just doing a little bit, and then I'm going to lay it down. And you want to lay this piece to the edge if you can. Boom. Give it a good rub. Oh, I'm out of the picture. So give it a good rub. Boom, boom, boom. You should have, oh, she didn't include the large green strip. So you should have this here. It's the Granny Apple Green. Where did that go? So you should have a long green strip in your kit, and it opens just like so, and it's scored. So it's an inside card, so it opens towards the card. There you go. So I'm just going to place all this together. I want the jellyfish. Put the little Granny Apple Green. I love this green, you guys. It's so vibrant. It's part of the Brights color collection. Super fun. And when you put your green card, you want it to match where the green here is. So when you see what I mean here, how it lines up to that right there. Right? Put your strips. And here, there's two sides, so you can use the other side if you want. That might be fun. I think I'll do that on this one because I did I really love the seagrass. I'm not going to do the fishies. Oh, maybe I will, just because it's colorful. Ah, it's so hard to pick. I'm going to do this one just because I want to give you some variety to see. Right there. And when you lay it open, you do the same thing here. You want to make sure it lines up is your goal. And here. I feel naked without my green card right here, but that's what it would look like. And I could do it real quick, but I'm not going to because I'm going to scooch. I'm going to upload this video while I get ready to scooch and then scooch. So then this is our card. Boom. And you have this large Granny Apple Green card right here. Boom, baby. Easy peasy. Now I have to get this upload. It's going to take a while for YouTube to do it. So we're going to finish the little card here. And you can see it's still wet. So I'm just going to place behind the adhesive, and I left it so it's loose. So you'll see that like it's not adhesive to 100% down. I like to hide things. So I will put the fine line multi-purpose liquid adhesive or glue dots behind the strips here. Because when you adhesive, you can see through vellum, and you want to distract people from it. The background being busy helps a little bit, but not like tonskis. Apply this one down. Oh, you can see where I messed up. So I put a little bit on the turtles. So there, I did that. Then I'll place this on top because it's still wet. If it's shiny, you guys, it's wet. Just be aware. And then you want to just kind of tuck it in and push that adhesive down. You don't want it to be goopy. It'll dry clear, I promise. But I like that it's kind of loose on the edges. There you go. So there. And you'll let it dry until it's dry, then you can go back and go over the bone folder over the back. So these are our cards for this class really quickly. Hopefully you enjoyed them. So we have our little whale. You can see where I just did it behind the turtles here, and so this is floating. I love the floating. I can't even tell you. Love, love, love it. So you can do your adhesive however you want. Then we have our jelly. Boom. And this is the other side, just so if you wanted to see that strip on the back, it's kind of pretty. And I will do the rest of Sunday's classes tomorrow morning and the other classes as well here, guys. Here's our little turtle with the flap, and you can put your strip on the inside. You can decorate. You guys own this designer series paper. Just go crazy with it. Use it, use it, use it. This here. And then stamped on the inside. I love me a good shaker card. So look at the difference. Here it has less. Here it has more. Right? It's just kind of fun. But if it's too much, it gets goopy, right? Like you want to... And you could have double stacked your dimensionals if you're doing that card there. I love, love, love a good shaker card. This is one of my favorites with the whale, because he's a whale done. Well done for getting this done. Then we have our beautiful foil. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this class. The rest will be loaded soon. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Mwah! Bye.